So, it was finally the end of the school year, and we just had one of our lessons where the teacher was missing, so we were just free to do anything what we wanted. I think that during this one lesson that happened around 3 months ago, I was just reading this like self-improvement book. It was basically about investing, I think, whilst everyone else was on their mobile phones, possibly even scrolling on social media, playing video games, the usual. But I didn't stop them. I was just like doing my own thing. And besides that, I had some more priorities that I needed to focus on besides talking to everyone else and improving my social intelligence. This was around the same time. It was like June, I think, of this year, so that was when TR Life Advice was just starting. And back then, I was really bad at making YouTube videos. Like back then, it would take me like 50 minutes or like an hour to record this audio. Now it takes me like half an hour. But still, I was recording them in the afternoon, like a dumbass. Basically, after I would come home from school and after I would want to relax and just have some fun. But now I record them in the morning so that I do the hardest part of the day as earliest as possible. And so I was meditating back on the script for that video, which I was recording on that day, when suddenly I got interrupted. You see, at the back of my class, like literally all the way in like the back benches, like in the last row of the benches, there was this one really extroverted classmate of mine who was being loud as fuck. He was talking to one of the girls with whom he had been a close friends with ever since they met at the start of the school year, all the way back. And this girl, I don't want to reveal her name, so we're just gonna call her Girl 1, for example. And these two, they have quite a history together. You see, they are really open about talking about how they go clubbing at the weekends, how they drink, how they do all these sorts of things. Like, I don't know if they take drugs, hopefully not, but yeah, they have some fun during the weekends. I wouldn't say that they are degenerates. Like, I don't know if they, fuck on a regular basis. But besides that, I saw this male classmate of mine literally grab her phone and look through all of her apps on there. Or I don't know if he was looking like through her homepage or if he was looking like through the websites, but that's not important. After like scrolling for like 5 minutes, he interrupted the entire class, which was being quiet and doing their own thing, which was like 25 people probably. And he yelled out at the top of his lungs with all of his energy, and and he literally said it so proudly that, hey everyone, girl one masturbates. And no one, literally no one, said anything. And we just all looked at him with like a slight grin, being like, bro, what? It was the most bizarre shit that you could ever think about. Like, imagine just doing your own thing, right? You're basically like not interrupting anyone. You're being so productive because you're reading a self improvement book and you're actually getting so much knowledge off of it. And no one is disturbing you because everyone is just, you know, doing their own things like playing video games, watching social media. And you are all in this like beautiful harmony of not disturbing each other. And it's just amazing. And suddenly, this dumbass, no offense to him, just calls out one of her secrets and like one of her insecurities out there to the entire class. And bro, like no one said anything because of course it was normal with him. But I was like, dude, do you actually talk to her like this? And when you think about it, yeah, they actually do talk to each other and act like this towards each other on a regular basis. When I see them in class, they're usually bickering, arguing, sometimes even slapping each other, just the usual. But like this time, they pushed it to a whole another level. Like, this was just some new generation shit that I had no idea this man was capable of. He literally yelled out the word masturbate through the entire school. And I go to a Catholic school, by the way. Like, of course, no one thankfully heard it. But, bro, it was the most awkward thing that you could think about. And of course, the first thing that came to my mind was that, man, in what state is your mental health? Like, how are you so mentally insane that you're capable of saying something like this in front of a class where 50% of the population is women? Like, how do you just say that without not expecting any backlash at all? And second of all, I just asked myself, was it really worth it? What will it bring you? What new opportunities will it unlock for you to act like this towards women? Like I know that men are supposed to be like the jokesters and like the pranksters and like the they're supposed to make like fun and pick on the girls in their relationship because they're supposed to sort of like drama, but not like that serious drama where they don't talk to each other for the rest of your lives. It's like small arguments that keep each other entertained because women get their fulfillment from the relationship desire. But like this was on a whole another level. This wasn't just some bickering and arguing that they were doing on a daily basis. This was a whole another level. And I was just so disgusted by it. Not just disgust as the way that he was treating her. Like this was something that I never saw before, this side of him. And second of all, I was disgusted at the fact that he was neglecting his mental health so much. And keep in mind that this extroverted male classmate of mine, he's actually a really nice dude. Like if you talked to him one on one between four eyes, he's like the nicest person that you could ever talk to. Like he acts like a saint when he isn't around his other male classmates. And besides me being disgusted, just imagine how uncomfortable it must have felt to my other female classmates. Like I knew that probably like 50% of them didn't give a shit, and like the rest, like 25%, they slightly cared about it, but they brushed it off as just something normal. But like the rest, 25%, which actually did care, just think about how badly they must have felt. Think about how awkward it must have been for them that if something like this leaked to him, the entire class would know about it. And yeah, sure, we could discuss like all the different relationship factors. Like, of course, this guy, like I already said, he's actually an intelligent dude, but it is just that when he hangs around with certain people in our class, he just becomes like a totally new person. Like, he just starts to argue a lot, he complains a lot, he talks fast, he argues, he bites. But in a symbolic sense, of course, not in a physical sense. And yeah, sure, we could say that if you talked to another one of these girls from our class, which was actually normal and who wasn't, degenerate in the way that she was going out partying and drinking at the weekends, yeah, sure, we could say that he would keep that secret. But like still, there is still that risk that he's capable of shouting it in front of the entire class. Like, yeah, sure, you could say that I would never reveal your secrets, but that I'm still talking about them in this YouTube video. But first of all, that argument is just so weak. Like, first of all, I didn't even mention their names. And second of all, after the male classmate of mine even said that girl one masturbates, and he literally shouted it on the top of his lungs, that girl, which he was talking about, she didn't say anything. She just laughed at it, like with her normal grin. And then she like took the mobile phone back and nothing happened. She didn't say anything to him. So if it didn't bother her, so like why not? The main point that I'm trying to establish over here is that whenever you're around a woman, never talk to her about the primal desires that all of us have, which are, the need for sex, the need for resources for consummation like food, water, etc., and for the need of status, for example. Never align your conversations towards these three primal desires. You need to always align every single conversation that you indulge in on a daily basis with a woman with the authentic desires, which is, for example, your purpose in life, the authentic activity that brings you infinite happiness when you do it. Like, for example, my fulfilling activity that I do is teaching, for example. I record these videos for you so that your mental health and your self improvement journey in general is easier. I teach you about all of these different mindsets that you can apply into your daily life that will truly help you with your existence and with going through the day, not surviving, but actually living and actually having some kind of challenge and finally overcoming the hurdles, the trials and tribulations that life sends at you on a daily basis. I protect you from all of these life tests and I feel proud whilst doing it. I get my fulfillment from this. And so, whenever I'm around women, I just hear them out like a therapist. And I try to give them advice when it comes to their situation. And they're just so happy when I do it that someone literally hears them out for the first time. And know that someone is literally talking about the fact that, ooh, hey girl, that's some nice ass. Would you come over here and sit on my lap? Or something like that. This video is getting quite degenerate, nonetheless. But ultimately, what I'm trying to say is that, yes, she's that beautiful reward that we get from working hard on ourselves, on our self improvement journey, on our journey to become the best version of ourselves. And yeah, we should see her as this ultimate, this beautiful, this exceptional reward that we want to get to. But the way that you actually acquire her, the way that you actually attract her, is to not make progress in the inauthentic desires. What I mean by that is that you shouldn't be motivated by the primal desires that we have, which we already established our sex, the resources for consummation and status. No, we should do it for our authentic desires, like our purpose in life, for example. Yeah, sure, we need to still view her as this really important thing that we want to acquire in the future, but we shouldn't put her above our purpose and this authentic activity. We need to always prioritize our purpose in life as the first thing. And that right there will guarantee you the fact that she will never feel awkward around you when you actually find your purpose in life and you start making progress inside of it to stay fulfilled and to bring some kind of happiness to your life. Besides that, fantasizing around the fact that she will never get her and creating like these future scenarios where you somehow get her through magic and now she's yours. Yeah, this purpose in life could be something like teaching that I have, or it can be something like mastering a martial art. It can be like learning to speak a language that you don't know right now. It can be truly any mastery, any craft that you can think about. There are infinite possibilities. What matters the most is that you prioritize this activity, not just in your options when it comes to spending your free time. But when it comes to talking about conversations and like making conversation topics in general, you shouldn't talk about the fact that she's pretty, that she's cute, that she's all of this. You should talk about how much progress you've been making inside of that mastery of yours. Like, for example, since I started this YouTube channel, my mother has been giving me so many compliments. Like, she's one of my number one supporters, and that's because I record these videos in the morning when she goes to work. So sometimes we see each other. I just walk out of the room where I record these videos with this mobile phone and we just make eye contact and we hug each other. And this right here is the thing that you need for you to earn her, to make progress in this authentic activity. So ask yourself, what type of progress have you been making that actually fulfills you, that brings you happiness, that actually gets you rid of depression for the first time in a long while? Think about the activity that you once did that brought you so much mindfulness that when you did it, 3 hours felt like 5 minutes. Think about it deeply. I have more videos about your purpose in life on my YouTube channel, so you could watch those if you want. But besides that, you could also wait a little longer because something huge is coming, something that will revolutionize your mental health forever. You will just have to wait and see. But for now, you can just watch those YouTube videos if you want. And lastly, as a last tip for making it this far into the video, just realize that in order to get rid of your masturbating addiction, and yeah, we're gonna talk about it in this video, you need to not count the amount of days that you haven't done it. So get rid of the streaks. Like, oh yeah, I haven't fapped for 7 days. Now I feel like a superhuman. No, you should count the amount of times that you fapped in a single month and then decrease that number by 5% as the months go by. Meaning that, let's say that right now you're fapping like 30 times per month, which is like once per day. Nice. That is still better than 2 times per day. So let's say that next month you will fap only 28 times, the next one 26 times, the next one 24 times, all the way until you get to the single digit, so like 9 times per month, you understand. And this will truly help you with your fapping addiction and with finally stopping to view women as this ultimate reward, when the ultimate reward that you truly need to look in front of is your authentic activity, the purpose in life that you haven't discovered yet. This is what will bring you fulfillment and the actual happiness that you seek from women. And this is what will make you stop desiring and being awkward around women so much. It will actually give you something to talk about besides just, lame compliments and lame attempts at trying to, please her with stuff like, oh, you're so pretty and other bullshit like this. It won't work. If you just seek to get conversation topics from the primal desires, it will never work. If you want to become a part of a community where we talk about our mental health and full of like minded men who share the same values as you, the same likes and dislikes, the same goals as you, who are becoming the best version of themselves every single day, who will be in a state of healthy competition with you, but at the same time, they will be like your blood bonded brothers with whom you can share your deepest, like the most awkward moments that you ever had. You could literally cry on their shoulders and they wouldn't judge you for it. Then you can join our Discord clan in the description. I know that if you're watching videos like these and willing to implement the advice that I give you, you have way more potential than you think you have. I know that you'll find your place in there. We like men like you because you actually take action, which is something that the 99% of people lack in this modern world. So please join us on this path to greatness and stop being held back by your surroundings. But besides that, you can like the video, you can subscribe if you like, join the email list in the description, and get yourself a free ebook about mindfulness. Comment on which part of the video you liked the most and which part of the video you will implement into your daily life. Don't forget to join the clan, you're still invited, and become a part of the family. Don't forget that something huge is coming. And with that being said, thank you very much for watching this video, and remember, no one is better at being you